Working on this record was intoxicating and fun, and it was fun to explore being my young self and having my teenage self meet these two teenagers, Glenn and Chris, day one when we started, and gleefully playing through scratch tracks and seeing them feeling that joy of creation and that hope and accelerant of meeting each other and making this incredible music in their first year. A favorite track to work on, for me, a couple of my favorite tracks are What More Can I Say? I ultimately petitioned to put first because I thought it just has this beautiful ethereal quality, and it's this soupy dream that carries you over the precipice into the world of the album. And I just love the melodic and harmonic content of that song, and I feel like it has fingerprints that are shown throughout the band's catalog, and I think it's just a great example of Glenn's harmonic instincts. So that one was really fun. Good Riddance is another one that I had so much fun chasing down, but it's pretty much every track was really fun to try and make it more than it ever got to be when it was first written, and in their early years playing through. It was just amazing to have this all come together finally, 50 years after it was written. So about the track order, Trixies 1 and 2 began to feel like a contained scene, and something that had its own exposition and conclusion. Putting that last on the album started to feel like the best solution to the puzzle, and it also just happens to bookend with the line, Trixies is all right, occurs also in What More Can I Say at the beginning and the end. So there was kind of bookends there, but to me, What More Can I Say felt like the way to be carried into the world of the album, and Trixies 1 and 2 feel internal to that and kind of conclusive. So to me, they went to the very end. So funny moments, one would be, I decided that there were sort of two songs that illustrated Glenn and Chris's personalities and rendered them individually in a way, as far as them coming of age musically. One was, in the case of Glenn, You Get the Feeling is very much, for me, evoke my sense of what it would be like to meet him at a young age, like learning how to hold the room and play a guitar, because their original recording is just him playing guitar and singing. And then in the case of Chris, he had sung the song It's Over, and I felt like those two songs, I wanted to see them do those in kind of a very intimate cabaret style. So we had a cabaret night at the studio, which sort of led to how those came to be arranged. And I had some hope of using those recordings, but it's in the bustling living room of the studio. So when Glenn was singing You Get the Feeling, we had Joni, the little dog, barking throughout. So we get to the end of a take, and I'm like, I think that one needed more dog. In making the record, I felt that like this building in some way is a manifestation of a lot of what Squeeze is, a lot of the personality of the band, and I was definitely here many hours putting red yarn on the wall and connecting dots, making emotional connections to the music, and just thinking logistically about what's involved with playing this and rendering the sounds. And we worked at this desk, a Rankirk desk that Glenn has had here for a long time, and Chris McNally, the brilliant engineer, helped me so much throughout making this all work. And so we are a now 9-piece band. So it's a great lineup, and a lot of production, especially me being internal to the band, is about coming into this room and divining the energy and sort of giving my pitch for what should happen with a given song, and sometimes that prevails, but you're otherwise trying to let the song tell you what it wants from the available pool of resources and energy there. There were a lot of great experiments that just involve, following the flow and the energy of what everyone's bringing to on a given day. Sometimes the idea that's big in my chest works. I'll have a draft or some way that I'd say I'd like to approach something, or a reference that I feel adheres to a particular way of doing something. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it tells you otherwise. But it's great to have such a great band and such a cool, fun lineup of people to work with. I think I had that in mind, of just having this be true to who the band is, who Glenn and Chris, as the leaders of the band. I wanted this to be true to their original hope and fun and aspiration from a young age, but also something that holds up to their current perspective. And we also, at the same time, in tandem, began a new album along with Trixies, and I thought that was really informative, because you meet them where they are in present day, and then who they were at 16 and 18 and 19 respectively tells you a lot about where they were coming from. And I'm sure I've meandered a lot in my answer there, but hopefully there's something in there.